Hello everyone. Okay, this is video number 50 and this one is on the ftse100. I just want to put some ideas forward. So heck, video 50 is a bit of a landmark, isn't that? So yeah. Okay, so ftse100 15-minute chart. The blue band is 8 o'clock in the morning UK time and it finishes at 5 PM here. So this is the session, UK ftse100 session. So we are on a 15-minute chart. I'm just going to, as I say, put some ideas forward here, and I'm going to put a vertical line in here where the tick volume indicator line crosses through 0, and I'm going to put another one where it starts to come up and obviously it comes through sort of here, but we'll put it here. Okay, so between these two lines the tick volume indicator is below 0 and we're going to look for short positions only. One thing just to mention, which I have noticed, is we tend to get a lot of activity 8 o'clock in the morning, obviously, as it opens, till probably about 11 o'clock, then it dies off a little bit, and then when America decides to have a play, it kicks off again, which is, if you look at the volume bars here, look, it gives you a bit of a clue as to where it's happening. Maybe not so much here, but usually sort of 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock-ish. Now the DAX, the German DAX, that opens at 7 o'clock in the morning UK time, which is around here. So I'm interested in the blue area, but for this little discussion we have got two vertical lines here. So we're on a 15-minute chart. Let's go down to a 5-minute chart and refine that a little bit more. So let's pick the areas where we're looking for short positions using the tick volume indicator line. So we've got an area here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight that area, so when we go down to a minute time frame we'll know exactly where we are. Okay, so let's drag another line across here and one across. Oops. Right, let me go back to the 15-minute and just reset that one. Move that. Okay, back to 5 minutes. So we have this area here, and I'm going to highlight that area there. So if we bring across another pair of lines like that and highlight that area there. Right, let's go down to a 1-minute chart. So we've now got 3 areas, haven't we? Okay, now we can narrow this down even further. So let's look at the first one. Let's put in a second line here. So this area here now, we are only going to take short positions, and we're obviously our clear method candles are actually going down, but what we're looking for is high volume. And if I put a line in here, you can see the very first one, this red bar down here is above average. So this is normalised volume, but we're not using session volume here, which is something I want to have a play with next, really. So this is a bit sort of along the lines of Hurst's water analogy, where the volume of water increases and goes over the riverbank. So high volume, and we can see the results. So if you think about it, we're using multiple time frames, aren't we? And we're zooming into a macro level, and we're trying to go with the trend. So obviously on this candle here we've got this above average volume and it's obviously heading south. Now after that the tick volume indicator line is above 0. So let's go to our next panel, this next panel here. So let's narrow the field down a little bit again. So if I move this across and this one across, I should have done that with the first panel, it would have been easier. So again, we're looking for above average volume. Well, within these first few bars we're getting some fairly high volume. So again, obviously this is heading south. So let's go to the third panel and see what we've got here. So we've got a few areas here where we can isolate the short positions that we'd be interested in. So here we go, look, here's the tick volume indicator below zero, and our first bar is here, look, this one here, this red bar is above average, which is here. Now what I'd like to do with these clear method candles is the very first one you get in a downtrend, I like to see that one close and then put a line at the bottom of that candle, which would be about there, and wait for the next candle and wait for it to cross that horizontal line that I've put in. And of course the next bar, which is that red one, is again above average, so we've got this downtrend. So that was the first area. Now the second area we've got is here. Let's move that across there. So this is the area we are interested in here. Now interestingly, it seems to be, if you look at it, bottoming out at this point, isn't it? So we'd have to make sure we had our money management in place here, because we're probably going to get some losing trades here. So if you look down here, we've got above average bars, but the price doesn't go much further, does it? So this is where money management becomes important. It becomes important for things like our take profit, stop loss and trailing stop, all these sort of things, because we'd have a losing trade here. So let's look at the next area, which is here, and I'm just going to pinch that line, there we go, across here. So the above average bar was probably this one here, but again, because this is starting to bottom out, obviously we can't see this area because this area here is in the future, but it is great to look at with hindsight, because we can try and identify areas where we're going to run into trouble. So not quite sure how we're going to identify this area as a problem, but one of the problems here is the volumes are a bit thinner, aren't they? And the other thing we had today was a lot of news related items regarding non-farm payrolls, and there was some Canadian stuff as well, which obviously skewed the market. So this area here is probably an area that is low volume, because as I mentioned earlier, 8 o'clock till 11 o'clock is sort of a busy time, and when America comes online sort of around sort of say 2ish, it picks up again. If you look at the times down here, this is GMT +5 or something, I think. So anyway, that's something I wanted to show you and just throw some ideas forward and talk to you about. So we're looking for tick volume indicator either above or below, either above or below zero, so it's trending either up or down. We're trying to go with the trend, we're going to a lower time frame, and we're looking at the clear method candles to look for a change or swing point, and we're also looking at the volume, which would support the move. So anyway, any thoughts, ideas, please post them on the thread, on the forum, and we will explore this hopefully a little bit more. Okay, cheerio now, bye.